Hello, students. Today we are going to do a very emotional poem on the receipt of my mother's picture by William Cooper. Here is the critical analysis. William Cooper has a distinctive place in English poetry. He is the best representative of transitional age from Augustan values to Romanticism. He belongs to the group of transitional poets because they carry with them the features of the 18th century and the Romantic revival of the 19th century. All his poems are full of sensitivity. No one before had described so well the sights and pleasures of domestic life in the country. His poems are engaging combinations of love, simplicity, and charm. There is no more companionable poet than William Cooper. Now, this poem, on the receipt of my mother's picture, is composed in the memory of the poet's mother. It is a glowing tribute to his dead mother, who died when he was only 6 years old. He composed this poem at the age of 58. He had received his mother's picture as a gift from his cousin Mrs. Anne Wadham. He was overtaken by nostalgia and was so touched that he decided to immortalize her in his verse. The poem abounds in tenderness, filial affection, and striking pathos. Professor Jasbir Jain writes, quote, "The poet, when given a picture of his dead mother, is clinged in a sense of personal loss. Beginning with the realization of his personal loss and the difficult period he had since her death, he first dwells on the day of her death and then the period of grief that followed it." Unquote. Firstly, the poet expresses the beauty of the picture. He says that it was so realistic that he felt for a while the presence of his mother next to him. But the only thing the picture fails is the voice. The picture revived many memories dear to him, and now he begins to pay reverence to his beloved mother through his art of poetry. The poet remembers the day of his mother's death. He asks with childlike innocence that, quote, "Were you aware of my pain and sorrow?" He recollects the faint memories, the tolling of the bell, the years taking his mother away, and his last farewell. The maids and the relatives gave consolence. He wishes to meet his mother on that peaceful shore where farewells don't exist. He, in immaturity of childhood, eagerly waits for his mother's return, but they is deceived again and again by destiny. Now, the sprawling memories take him to their childhood house, where he was carefully dressed and sent to school. He clearly remembers those things, though he was a kid at that time. The filial love of his mother, that is visiting poet's chamber to ensure his comfort, the plum cakes and biscuits, the applying of fragrant water are still afresh in his mind. Though he has been aged, yet he remembers each and everything about his mother precisely, and is honored to pay tribute to his mother by his art. The poet then expresses his ardent wish to want his mother back in life. But he realizes soon that it is wrong to call her from the peaceful destination where she has reached. It is wrong to bound her unbound spirit. Her journey of life is done. She has faced all the storms and turbulations, and now the ship of her life has anchored safely to the shore of eternal sleep and rest. Now the poet proceeds to mention his miserable condition, that his ship is shattering and the thwarting force is pushing him back. That is, he is suffering very badly. But as soon as he thinks of the place that his parents are enjoying, he feels joyous. Cooper concludes this memorial by describing his enjoyment that he got while writing this poem. It seems as if he has relived his childhood. Time has only succeeded half in his theft, as his mother is not with him, but her memories never fail to soothe him in his harsh time. Quote, "Time has but half succeeded in his theft, thyself removed, thy power to soothe me left." Unquote. There are many literary terms which are used in this poem. In fact, the poem is abundant with alliteration. Quote, oh, that those lips had language. Thy own sweet smiles I see. Thou art she. There are metaphors in the poem where the poet compares the ocean to life's journey, howling winds and tempest tossed to misfortunes and problems of life. There are similes when he says that the gallant bark, that is the brave ship, he compares it to human life. There are rhetorical questions when he says, can he get his mother back? Thus, one may conclude that the poem is an excellent example of filial love and grief. Thank you.